So a brilliant interview there with Gyro from FaZe Clan, but as you can probably tell, the pressure is on them. Stumpy, how are you feeling going into this one with them against NRG?
I'm feeling like there's a lot on the line right now for FaZe. Gyro was saying that they feel under pressure, not from their org, but because their org is so great and so prestigious that they need to have the results to back up the name of FaZe representing them. They want to give it their all, and versus NRG, it's going to be rough. They said that they were happy to play Space Station, but unfortunate for them, that's not their first matchup. They are going to be taking on NRG, the team that they said they would probably like to avoid the most. But in NRG, Cole, I think it was Achieves who mentioned there are those issues of motivation, but you just know when Justin uses vowels, he can pull off these kind of plays.
It's the vowels on the full stop, and he's put a full stop there to FaZe Clan's defense. Look at two of them flinging by. Just a perfect air dribble to get us going, and Justin is one of those rare talents that even when he is playing badly, he can win games single-handedly.
Yeah, incredible talent. It's so great that we can see him playing at this level at the moment too, where he said that he won't be competing in the upcoming countries versus countries matches together. So Garrett's had to find different teammates. Of course, Squishy being a Canadian fella as well doesn't help out that side either. But NRG off the best start they could have had. With an inspired Justin, FaZe's job just got a lot harder.
Yeah, if this guy plays well, it does get infinitely more difficult for FaZe Clan to get a win here. And getting wins is exactly what they need to do to make those North American championships. It is so close between them, Shopify Rebellion, and G2. And a win against NRG here would really start to make a statement that they are coming into some form again, the form that it looked like they would have when FaZe first joined, and they were just winning everything midway through that regional. So that's the way we want to see FaZe Clan play. So far, it's been made tricky, but I don't think they've done too much wrong up to this point. It is just Justin's moment of genius that separates the teams.
Yeah, some great moments of class from both sides too, like you said. It has now started to turn into a bit of NRG pressure, and with Garrett being able to follow under the ball that precisely, the man on the backboard has to secure this hit.
Oh, it's genius as well. I didn't realize Garrett had come from the side himself. There was a slight miss there from the read on the backboard, but Garrett has to follow up, has to anticipate the one time out of 20 that players at this level will miss that backboard read, and he's there for it. I always love a poacher's goal, Stumpy.
Yeah, I did say backboard at the start as well. It was actually from inside the goal, so a touch harder, but Garrett is going to punish again. 3 goals, 3 minutes 30 seconds, and that is just such a soft looping touch. Technically fine going to the corner, but Garrett's already rotating there, and AJ also committed to that save. With the double commit, that placement isn't good enough. You need the power to get it past Garrett too. Otherwise, slotting it under the crossbar, that is going to be NRG's bread and butter going forwards. It's 3-0 already, and FaZe are going to start to be worried.
I said I loved Garrett's goal when he got the second one, his first one. The third one I like even more, just sniffing around. But Gyro scored an important goal back for FaZe. Even at this very early stage in this game, they certainly needed that.
It was Squishy right at the back being harassed by AJ too. Managed to clear him away from that goal line. Squishy thought, well, while I'm in this corner, I'll grab the boost. But that gave Gyro enough of an opening to tap the ball at the net. And in the end, does see FaZe Clan getting one back. And maybe just the start of them not being quite out of game one as we were certainly feeling like it would be.
It's a very important mental reset, if nothing else. Now with 3 minutes left and a couple of goals needed, it's not something you've got to particularly chase at this point. If they're still chasing 2 in a minute or so, that might just begin to change. But they can relax somewhat, but not for too long, because NRG are going to come forward again with Garrett beating AJ to the ball there and then trying to step on it when Gyro's coming forward. It was Gyro who got that first goal. Might have an assist here as well. Evolution coming in, but Garrett G does get the block in.
We approach halftime in this game, and suddenly FaZe Clan are starting to put that pressure on that right wall. Garrett finds the ball, but with low boost, he's going to have to offload it to a teammate. Instead, goes for that save 50 and then rotates out. But Gyro can see AJ in the midfield, who finds that top corner, and FaZe, with the continued pressure applied to NRG's backline, will see their second one.
Rocket League just changes so quickly. One great goal from Gyro, and then the infield pass from him towards AJ. All of a sudden, there's one goal in it, and you can't split these two teams. So absolutely credit to FaZe Clan. It was looking like they were going to crumble. I would say as well that Garrett, after scoring those 2 goals, Squishy's coming in to help out Justin, was just starting to seem like he was finding it all a little bit too easy. He was taking 1 touch too many in the center. He's now being punished twice, so perhaps NRG are going to just slow down and play it a bit more simply for a couple of minutes or so.
Yeah, I think it was certainly that air of complacency where they thought, oh, this is easier than we thought. Finally in the bag. Squishy can fake out going for that shot where Garrett sunk one in earlier on. Finds Justin instead, lurking midfield.
I love that touch from Squishy. I'm loving so much about what I'm seeing right now. It's fast-paced. It's fun. The defending isn't as good as we've ever seen. I think that's fair to say, but the goals are flooding in, and I, for one, will be more than happy if this series continues in this direction. But kickoffs seem to be a real weakness for both teams, really. NRG have scored a few from them, and already from this one, have a chance to score their 5th goal of the game so far. FaZe just have to worry to concentrate a little bit more in those opening plays.
That was a lot of touches from Garrett G as well. Relatively uncontested, because I think FaZe thought he was going to go back surely at some point, but he kept on harassing, and it meant that another 20 seconds or so fell in that back line for FaZe Clan. AJ, can he get a shot low? Oh. Jara goes for a bump on the back. Sorry, it was Illusion for the bump on the back. But Squishy can hand it off to Garrett, sends it back to Squishy. The open net to score on. The 5th goal for NRG coming in, and now it's Justin and Garrett both trying to find the hat-trick each.
I actually thought that Squishy's pass towards Garrett in the first place was a little bit too heavy, and I guess it was, because Garrett had to get an assist instead of the shot that I'm sure he was moving forward to get. I'm not quite sure why FaZe are overcommitting too much when they only need needed, should I say, 2 goals in a minute and 30 seconds or so. It could show their desperation to get themselves into this series as quickly as they possibly can do. It's backfired on them on that occasion, but good to know they're not falling behind too much mentally right now. Just need to be careful, as I say, they're not overcommitting because they're going to be punished. Yeah, now it's starting to look like they are really overcommitting, but now it's fair enough. You know, you need 3 goals in 55 seconds or so.
This game has essentially ended, but there's always still that very, very small chance that 1 goal could change the tide. I don't see it happening, but you still need to play to the whistle. You need to continue pushing as much as you possibly can. But with 40 seconds left, then FaZe Clan are just going to need to look forward to the next game. If they can get a couple of goals, that'd be good for confidence. Otherwise, it was NRG starting to have the pressure applied back to them and not enjoying the taste of their own medicine. Squishy can slow it down, goes for that pass instead. Will he give Garrett the hat-trick? No, Garrett can't quite sink it in. Still no hat-tricks found yet for either member of NRG.
Yeah, Squishy had no boost, so all he could do was get a very awkward touch at the top of his Octane. There is still time for one of these hat-tricks to come out. Squishy is definitely going to set his teammates up for the one that they clearly won, but not going to happen, it would seem like, in this first game. I don't think NRG will mind all that much, although can Squishy get a massive flick? Oh, he's going for an edgeable bump. Go on! Oh, that's a shame. 5-2 it finishes.
It's the confidence as well. Look at those left-hand cameras. So Garrett's having a bit of a giggle. Justin's turned the lights on for us, so we really appreciate that, Justin. Thank you. That's very kind. And then Squishy as well. Those guys looking confident, looking comfortable. But on the side of FaZe Clan, they started off that game not particularly well. They didn't look confident coming into it. They're being outsped to the ball. Their pacing was a lot slower. And then they started to grow in a bit more, where there was a bump coming in the backfield, and NRG weren't sure how to deal with that.
Sorry, mate. One of us is going to have to change. We're wearing the same shirt. I've just realised.
What animal is on your shirt, out of interest?
It's not. It's like a little red and white square next to each other.
Oh, so mine's zebras.
Have you got zebras?
Yeah, mine are zebras. Can you not see that they're zebras?
No, I'll have a look on these highlights then. Here's Squishy. He gets a pass to Justin.
That is
There we go.
Right, zebra. Yeah, mine are little zebras.
Oh, yeah, that's really sweet. I've just got little red and white squares.
Okay, maybe you need to change. Take that off, but then button up your jacket a bit more, please.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, okay, so not quite enough there from FaZe Clan to beat NRG. They had moments. Gyro's playing pretty well, but other than that, it's NRG swamping FaZe right now.
It's also FaZe Clan trying to turn the statistical tide, as it were, because in the last 9 times these guys have faced each other, it has been 8 wins for NRG and then 1 single win for FaZe Clan, back when they were the peeps in fall. It has been such a long time since they've been able to give anything over towards NRG, but starting off game number 2, they are going to want to try and win this series out.
They needed a good start. It has to happen. They have to build some momentum at some point, and the earlier it happens, the better. You can see Justin there. He was behind the goal, but just a little bit too far back to get that one away. So close to it happening. But again, it looks like we're seeing the continuation of these goals flying in from kickoffs.
I mean, looking at earlier on as well, where I said about the stats, it's not even like they've just struggled to shut out that final game where they've always gone to a 4-3 or a 3-2 if it's a best of 5 like we're seeing here today. It has always been only going to either 1 game or 0 games for FaZe Clan. It has otherwise been a sweep or a single win for the side of NRG. So FaZe Clan really need to try and change up how they approach this particular enemy. But I like that Jara earlier was very realistic, where he was saying that we don't like playing NRG. Like, they're really hard to play against. They're not our favored team.
You can see why, really. It's the defense that FaZe Clan produce. They want to defend on the front foot and turn sieges like this into chances to counterattack. But against NRG, they seem to read it so easily. The boost starvation happens, and then there's that final pass again.
Squishy utterly unchallenged in the corner too. Illusion started to move forwards, but by that point, Squishy had already waited for the second bounce to come in so we can half volley it central for Justin to score. I'd like to see Illusion or any of these players just tackle a little bit sooner. Right now, NRG have so much space just to try and play with whatever play they want to go for, that they aren't being rushed, they aren't panicking. And if you're not showing that you can challenge as much as you possibly can, then that space is going to be absolutely abused.
Yeah, I mean, just in this play right here as Justin scores yet again. Look how many uncontested touches NRG have. There's one. There's the second for Justin. Gyro's nowhere near him. But there was another 1 or 2 before that as well, before the replay started. It's no surprise at all that NRG are scoring so many goals here. They just seem faster than FaZe as well, frankly.
And that's something that FaZe definitely focus on, because it's something that I think that a lot of these players will know that they need to be a little bit quicker. And that was great. That was a really lovely interception. Gyro now having that the wherewithal to try and challenge as soon as he possibly can. Can we see FaZe, though, work their way back from going ahead right at the start of this game to then coming back and actually putting in a bigger impact than they had previously and in historical seasons?
Putting as much fire on the NRG goal seems to be the way forward for FaZe Clan here. You can see that when they do take these snapshots, NRG can just begin to struggle. Well, that touch from Justin was a really nice one down for Squishy to get a decent clear, but they're a little bit shaken. Or NRG, the double commit there is going to allow Illusion to come in and almost tee up Gyro, but there was an intercepting touch there from an NRG player. Just a little bit better from FaZe Clan and signs of how they're maybe going to go forward in this series.
Well, 2 minutes have elapsed and still those 3 goals that we have seen so far, 2 for NRG. 1 sitting on the side of FaZe Clan. Good challenges coming in, though, in that back line. AJ bumping Garrett off the ball, leaves it full to Gyro. You can air dribble it only as far as Squishy. Interrupted by Illusion as it attempts to escape that blue back third. But Gyro with the catch will force a close 50. Must Squish out of the way, but AJ did not have any idea of what that play was. He started to turn away, but Illusion with an air dribble in can take it so gently over the top of every single NRG defender.
He has just caressed that over the top of Squishy and Garrett. Little tap, see you later, Garrett. I'm placing this one home. And I was fearing for FaZe before that goal there from Illusion because their third man plays so far forward. One decent touch or an awkward 50-50 from NRG and FaZe would have been in trouble. But they believe in their mechanics. And in that instance, it's worked. But they have to defend again now from the kickoff again. Could they throw it away? Garrett's going to miss. I thought he was about to score. But NRG remain at 2-2.
Another shot, though, for Squishy will be cleared away easily for Gyro, but with no boost. He's going to struggle to get this too far downfield as he flicks it off the back of his guy. He can tap it nearly around Garrett G, who instead maintains that control. Faces off against Illusion, who absolutely rockets his way in to that back line. And I love that aggression.
Justin gets half a touch, but it's only as far as Gyro. AJ's probably going to turn as soon as he gets that boost. Yes, he does, but the ball was a little bit central for him. Still gets a good touch towards the goal. And FaZe Clan really asking the questions right now of NRG. NRG needs to rely on their mechanics to bring this one away. As FaZe continue to apply this pressure. Here's AJ up against Squishy. Who wins the 50-50? It's Squishy. He then takes it towards the center. Wants to go solo again. NRG firmly believe that if they can get over the top of FaZe, they'll be able to put their opponents in trouble all over again. Minute and a half left. We're equal.
That is a fantastic touch from Gyro. Leaves it to fall to AJ. Will take the snapshot, but Garrett can save it away. And suddenly the ball falls back to NRG. Off the crossbar again from Garrett. And his shooting started off so incredible earlier on, but that's now 2 chances that have gone wide of the net. And when it's equal, let alone when FaZe managed to get the lead, you need to be scoring them.
Brilliant here. Look at this. In front of the ball play there from Illusion, just seeking out Garrett. Search and destroy. Gyro's attempted pass or shot ends up being a shot, and FaZe have their lead. It's been a very hard-fought one.
It's fantastic when you have a look at the little player cams and you see Gyro smiling at his team. It's so good to see. AJ trying to go for that amazing double tap. Can't quite manage it, though. But yeah, Gyro's looking positive. He's looking very confident because this is a lead in a game that they don't normally get versus this particular roster.
Yeah, he'll be able to tell that his team are definitely coming into this one. AJ is also just continuing to put pressure upon NRG as well. With these solo plays, they haven't really come to anything with regards to scoring goals just yet. But every time he goes to the ceiling or tries one of these dunks in the air, it's just making NRG waste some boost. It's making them question themselves, slowing the game down in FaZe's favor. Maybe starting to frustrate them a little bit with 30 seconds left. FaZe could kill it here. AJ bundles it in.
Taking the 1v1 against Squishy. AJ has come out the victor. Look at that. Just that little boost grab in the middle means that he can take it slower. Fakes out the shot to the right. Means that Squishy has already got that momentum. And what AJ has to do there is remove that momentum from him. Does so by faking to the right. Squishy keeps going. And then the touch never comes in. Great touch back behind him. AJ looking very, very confident in this series. With a 2-goal lead now for FaZe Clan. This game will be done and the series will sit at 1-1.
It is looking very good for them indeed. Unless this absolutely flies in from a pinch. And what's happened, Stumpy?
Oh, it's a goal again for Justin. It was a great pass as well from Squishy too. But how's that one snuck past the back defender?
It's a very odd goal, and that is finally a hat-trick for Justin. Took him 2 games to get it. And we have got 9 seconds, absolutely no time for NRG to score a kickoff goal. But they have scored plenty. They've lost that one, though, because AJ clears it long. Garrett's going to keep it high. Garrett's coming in uncontested, so Squishy just awaits below. Garrett got itchy, got in the way, and then a great double tap there from AJ, I think it was, to end it. And that is FaZe Clan winning game 2.
And that was them looking much more confident than game 1. You see at the bottom of the table, NRG's Garrett with just under 200 points because he could have done so much more in that game where he had, I think, 2 of his 4 shots, 50% of them either hit the post or hit the crossbar. And they were great chances too. They weren't that a player would have been there otherwise to save it and it just so happened that it registered as a shot. They were chances that he should be getting at minimum on target. NRG could be 2-0 up in this series, but FaZe Clan played a better game than they did in that first one and meant that NRG couldn't just play around them at all.
They also had the read a lot more on NRG in defense than they did at any point throughout the first game as well, did FaZe Clan. Before, and there were periods in that game as well, where NRG were passing it around FaZe Clan, like they weren't there. The second goal, I think it was, that they got, where they got so many uncontested touches, you were struggling to find a way for FaZe Clan to come in. But the read that they learned to block NRG's passing plays at source and to meet them in the air rather than try to defend it on the backboard, etc. That's what really put the pressure upon NRG, I feel. And once FaZe felt that they'd put pressure on NRG, they did so well to take their chances when they had them.
And now it's a chance for FaZe Clan to take the lead in this series too. Both teams sitting out 1-1, and if FaZe Clan can do it, they've done something that even if they lose this series, they have not done since they beat NRG back in fall. They will at least go to the series point. They normally get swept or get a single game. 2 would be huge for them, but NRG are wanting to continue their dominant trend against an otherwise great team in North America.
Oh, that's almost in from Squishy. He's hit the post. I was going to say as well that in a group that should be this close, with V1 in here, G2 in here, Space Station in here, every game is going to matter. It may well come down to game differential.
Yeah.
So even if they can get a couple against NRG and then lose the series, and of course from this point they'll want more than that, but if that is what happens, it's not a total disaster if the target is survival.
Yeah, we definitely want to see a lot of these teams in this group just play as close to the whistle as they possibly can, because you're completely right. The game differential can make or break not only the chances for just winning the top prize, nearly that musty flick from Gyro finding its way in, is that it doesn't only change the top prize potentially for this particular major, it could change who makes it through to the championships.
Well, worryingly for FaZe Clan, Garrett G is back in the goals. Didn't get one in game 2, but here he is now, just waiting for another miss from Illusion. Every time FaZe miss anything in defense, they're being punished.
It's frequently the ball that falls above the goal line too, where we saw earlier on in the series, AJ missing, I think it was the first shot that NRG managed to have in game number 1. He just missed it off going vertically from his own goal line, and then there was just a player there to actually sit, wait, and then score it. If they keep doing that, then NRG, they're not going to do anything different. They don't need to outplay mechanically. They don't need to be incredible. They just need to be practical and completely capitalize off the errors that we see FaZe Clan repeatedly making.
They seem to have realized it as well. NRG focusing a lot more on boomable than they were before. In game 2 especially, it was solo plays that were working so well for them at the start. And now they're just launching everything long. Just trying to make this defense from FaZe feel as uncomfortable as they can possibly make them. It's so far been a winning tactic. Okay. What have you seen?
This is Gyro just being weird. As he caught the ball, he then went for like an upside down breezy flick. Oh, that's those mechanics. It was weird on the first dribble, but on that double tap, that is spectacular.
Yeah, the weirdness was out of system. And there it is, just smashing it down, slamming it. You got to go at full pace nowadays to get the double tap. And Gyro is more than capable of doing that. So FaZe, I would say against the run of play, I think NRG have been a lot better in this third game, but they do manage to equal things up.
The chance in the back line for Illusion to find a teammate does so. We'll find AJ now this left wall. We'll see him attacking central. Garrett G shadowing closely, but allows him in. Justin will take over to defend, and so Garrett can move in a little bit further. Comes back to that final third for FaZe Clan. Gyro with 40 boost. Going to get this high in central. Gets one, gets the second. And with that early pre-flip and the second touch in the air, the defense was left waiting.
A stunning performance from Gyro already in this third game. I love that when it's all to do with that final touch, when the defense feel they've got the read on the ball, but somehow with the last reach forward of the car, the ball flattens out because they get it. Just a beautiful sight to behold there from Gyro.
Yeah, so those final pixels that will just make the difference. And it looks so orchestrated every time. Like he knew that was going to perfectly touch the ball over the defender too. Beautiful goal. Gyro putting FaZe Clan ahead.
Lucian launches that one. Just buying his team some time and space. But Garrett G almost beats AJ there. Lucian into the center actually wants to get another quick fire goal. Why not? His team have already got a couple. Gyro's coming forward now, already on this great run of form in this one, but he's taken out the game by Garrett G. Now Justin's got something to chase. He gets the first touch, wanted the ceiling pinch, I think, but couldn't quite get it. Now let's AJ set up Gyro for a touch against the backboard. The Squishy clears it long, and we're down to some ping pong now.
Yeah, we're going into a mode that me and Cole are very familiar with in EU. It's a bit of boomable, which is what we love. Thank you guys for making us feel at home. Good target, so a good shot on target from Squishy there, but Illusion with the save, and then the counter attack. Can AJ make anything come of this play? Goes to the ceiling, but Squishy is up high again. And FaZe Clan are coming in to shut down NRG as often as they possibly can here too. To waste a couple of seconds and to mean that NRG can't work their way out of their half means that this 2-1 may well be enough, but a long shot has Gyro respawning for the save.
I was about to praise Garrett G for his demo on Gyro. I really thought it stopped a FaZe attack in its tracks, and it did. But unfortunately for Garrett, unfortunately for FaZe, it did mean he spawned back on it, but the attack continues. Justin hitting the crossbar. Is Garrett arriving? He is. Somehow, he gets it past all of them.
Garrett with a surprising 1v3. Justin maybe should have scored that, but Garrett rotates out, round Wade, sees AJ just flop off the inside of the goal, and he can just shoot it quite cleanly. AJ, I think, thought that Garrett was going to go for the snapshot, was faked out, and then Garrett accidentally faked all of FaZe Clan.
Yeah, I think he was retreating backwards. He thought, okay, if you guys don't want this ball, I'm just going to spin around and smash it in, if that's okay with you guys.
It's very polite of FaZe Clan to do so.
But now they've got a minute to hold off, because NRG are going to come forward again. Just into the ceiling. Worked out last time. Squishy up against Gyro, and Garrett is just waiting, hovering underneath. He does opt instead to rotate backwards. NRG via Garrett are going to have to start again here. This one could go either way.
45 seconds remain in this match, and NRG do have that possession, but Gyro will catch out. AJ, though, bumping Squishy away from the goal. Leads to an opening for FaZe to push, but Justin catching it. A little bit of interference run from Garrett. Justin going for another air dribble. Up for one. That high angle shot from the side was going in.
What a save that was from AJ, though. Respected his opponent so much to know that Justin would have had that read. More defending to do now. Garrett has faked them once, trying to do it again. In the air this time, when his fake before was on the floor. Didn't quite work out. Now NRG have got some defending. Illusion to the backboard. Wants to wrap around and put it across the goal, but can't do it. It looks like we're heading to our first overtime of this series.
Final chance, though, for FaZe to try and take it to the NRG net. In that back corner, Justin will catch. He wants the overtime. NRG are very, very good when it comes down to the wire. At 2-2, though, this will see one of the teams really make a big mark on the series.
I was worried for FaZe for the kickoff there. They've conceded so many kickoff goals, but That one while going pretty high and dangerous. It was FaZe that won out, but now NRG comes. Squishy towards the backboard. It was actually a shot to the corner, which AJ put high. AJ now is on the backboard himself. Justin arriving, puts it into the middle. Illusion. Oh, he was so close to misjudging that, and you just know that NRG would have read it.
Yeah, they were waiting. That was Justin trying to find Squishy again in the back. 75 boost. Garrett trying to push it now. Squishy with the catch with only one booster. He has to pump it high and then leave. I'm sure he wants to go for a solo play there as his team were rotating back out. Garrett trying to ping past his central. I'm sure that will finally come off. The double demo now sees only Gyro to defend. Illusion with a fantastic spawn into. But look at NRG's undying pressure here.
Gyro did so well there. He was running out of teammates until he found himself all alone and still withheld all 3 NRG members for the few seconds that his team needed him to do it for. And now Illusion, he's still going. AJ can finish it here, but it's saved, blocked down by Squishy. Garrett's first touch is a little bit awkward, so Gyro can get a little bit of a touch towards Illusion, and Justin's backwards, so NRG a tad disjointed in defense right now. Just need that clean touch to get it away. Finally, they have it, and Garrett G can dribble.
There's only 30 booster. He has to send it high, and oh my god, he does so. Catches it perfectly. AJ is able to catch it, however. And Justin with an amazing 50 finds the ball falling directly to his wheels. With this pressure, though, forming again for NRG. The long shot attempt from AJ. Has Squishy then fly up to try and match it again, and does so. So many pre-jumps and reads from NRG, and the passes are being caught out this time from FaZe. Such a far cry from how well NRG were running circles around FaZe to begin with in game number 1.
Gyro passes to himself in the corner. Illusion's arriving. Illusion shoots, and Squishy has to be there to help out his teammate. Then goes for a pinch in the air. Been watching Mark by 8 maybe. In the last major, that massive pinch that went in halfway up the wall. Not quite able to do it, and it was closed down quickly by FaZe. AJ's going for an edge all of his own with a flip reset at the end, and then a dunk, maybe. Squishy blocks.
AJ is looking for an absolute worldie, where that would have been just so many things tied together. Gyro now going to try and show him how it's done. The flip reset finds the pass. AJ with that bottom right corner has Gyro elated. With 2.5 minutes gone in overtime, it came down to a passing play.
Smart finish as well from AJ. It looked simple, but he did have 2 NRG players to get it past and just picked his spot, rolled it home, did everything that was needed, and FaZe Clan are now on the cusp of what could be a massive win in their entire season.
I believe this will then be their 2nd win ever versus NRG.
What a time to get it.
Yeah, incredible time to get it. Yeah, this will be their 2nd win for at least a very, very long time for NRG. And it's an exciting moment as well, because it's now going to all come down to FaZe Clan, formerly the Peeps when they got beaten repeatedly by NRG, working their way into a mindset where they now cannot throw it. They've got the pressure on them from their org of the prestige. Gyro said about it in the pre-match interview, as well as the team that they're against. This is a recipe for disaster for FaZe Clan, and what a statement it would be if they managed to win.
Yeah, and how much does it worry G2 and Shopify Rebellion as well? FaZe Clan are peaking at the perfect time, potentially, but they still have to get over the finish line. FaZe Clan have not managed to do that just yet, and we all know how good NRG can be in the clutch. This is the team that's come back in situations like this time and time again. 2 games in a row for them, absolutely nothing. So FaZe have still got so much more work to do.
What's good, though, in theory, is that now they've built themselves that buffer game where if they do lose, it could work for them in that they know that, okay, we didn't need to win that one necessarily. Would have been great, but it's still only 2-1. If they make it 2-all, there's at least a bit of a barrier, a little bit of insurance.
And a 3-2 loss, if that is what's to happen, we said it earlier, wouldn't be disastrous in this format. So, what's going to happen? Which permutation of the results will we see occurring right now? Garrett G to the backboard is trying to give NRG an early lead in this 4th game, but it might work out against him. Gyro finds AJ. Justin suddenly realized there was all sorts of danger, and he used all of his boost to snuff it out. AJ's round the corner. Squishy's in the air, and his touch is backwards and horizontal, but it's actually worked out really nicely towards Justin. He and Gyro fake each other out, and Illusion comes forward, but Illusion wasn't really expecting that ball, so it's Squishy that it falls to, and he does some great work to get himself out of that corner.
Can AJ get a dunk on Justin? Certainly tries to. Now Gyro to the backboard. Will clear it long as Garrett G can again just try and get out of that final third and isn't necessarily able to. With 1:10 gone, though, it has been unrelenting pressure from FaZe Clan, and they've had a couple of really good chances too.
Yeah, so near yet so far, though, because NRG have managed to hold out. There was almost a boost steal there from Squishy, but it just didn't spawn for him. Just managed to get the ball to Garrett, who hops it over the FaZe Clan man. Justin and Gyro. There's this one landing. It's AJ who can dribble away. So effective with these air dribbles, and he has been yet again right there. Won't score from this one, but just gets the territory way back in FaZe Clan's side. So Justin has to launch another attack from the beginning. We know what he's capable of, though. Passes in the middle. And Lucian and AJ can combine to get it away.
An extended period, though, of no scoring for either team. But FaZe Clan not looking to have gone back into slightly awkward ways. They're still putting on even more pressure than they were doing previously. Gyro in Game 1 would never have gone for that challenge, and that confidence is really coming through in their gameplay as a whole. Another dunk sees the ball fly high in that back third for NRG. Can Garrett catch it on that back ball? Does so, but AJ there to tip it back again. There is a lot of boost being used for NRG now, and not too much boost starvation going on for FaZe. Just one of the keys missing to break down that padlock.
But it's NRG's gonna have a clean shot here. Gyro had the save. Garrett can come forward again, though. Wants to get this double tap. AJ this time blocks it out. This one's on a knife edge, and Lucian's up very early for that, earlier than he needed to be. So his pass towards AJ was a little bit floaty, which made AJ's next touch a little bit tough as well. He does get one demo on Justin as he comes out. Wants to get one on Garrett as well, but doesn't quite manage to. Saved again by NRG. It's just both teams just jabbing at each other quite confidently right now, but we're just not seeing that clear-cut chance.
I'm enjoying seeing FaZe go for these small little shots as well, because it then means that NRG are needing to make sure they've got a priority on the man at the back, because the amount of long shots that are coming in, Squishy not quite able to sink in that acute angle that Garrett managed to earlier. There's a few chances coming in, and that's what I'm really enjoying seeing, because finally, it challenges that back man, and that back man has to be present, otherwise, FaZe go ahead.
This is the cleanest rotational game we've had in this series as well. It's no surprise, really, this is 0-0, because all 6 players rotating around each other so well. Nobody overcommitting, no one overextending. I think this one's going to come down to a little bit of magic. Sometimes like this, you think it'll be a goal from nothing, but here, with the players we have on display, and the way they're all playing, I thought for a second I was cursing that there was going to be a rubbish goal. Thankfully, we're still 0-0.
It's Justin trying to get that one to goal with one flip. Tries to go for the second reset. And a pinch underneath. Garrett does see AJ trying to go for the flick, but demoed out of the way. Gyro can try and flick over the top. No, 1 minute remaining. As that ball bounces just slightly to the side. More centers coming in from both teams. Everybody on the same page of the first goal will be an infield pass.
Do you reckon? You're that confident? Well, see, I'm going to go for a demo goal. I think they seem to be what's breaking up the rotation the most right now. Oh, miss at the backboard, surely no. Gyro towards Squishy. Does Garrett fancy a bit of this one? He doesn't on that occasion. Now Lucian can get something going. He's got plenty so far this series of his mechanical plays. The demo helps, but Squishy was there to help out.
Gyro cleverly faking out, going for that central pass, instead go for the solo play on the side. AJ chance to shoot, takes it to the corner, attempts the double tap, isn't able to, however.
Good touch.
Lucian with very little boost. We'll see him facing off versus Justin. Garrett trying to get a demo, but the ball to Lucian with little boost. That's FaZe Clan in the final 8 seconds pushing.
He's going to be the first to get this touch. It's Gyro. Garrett just about manages to avoid a bump, but Gyro does a pass. Lucian had rotated back. And unsurprisingly, this one is a 0-0 overtime, and if any game deserved it, it's this one.
Another one, though, in a row. Last time, FaZe Clan managed to win it out. They took the series lead. Will this one be the series win? Justin wanting to shut out FaZe Clan as best as he can. Squishy on this right wall. Sees a man central, and another miss from the backboard. If FaZe don't clear those up, that is how they lose this series.
Or it tempts NRG in, and then they work it out to the other end and get an unlikely counter-attack goal. Stranger things have happened. Garrett G is going to try and set something up now. To the floor, bouncing it. NRG high. AJ high, should I say. NRG is high as well with Justin there. Lucian's got a chance for a double tap. He's almost got it. That's the series right there. It's AJ, and FaZe win.
For the first time since fall, FaZe Clan can take down NRG in what has very affectionately been called the Group of Death. They will be sitting out at the top of the table alongside Space Station Gaming, who, actually above Space Station Gaming, thanks to their game differential, because Space Station earlier on the B stream managed to take down version 1 3-2. And that is Space Station Gaming playing with Sathu as well, instead of Rettles. Fantastic performance from FaZe there. In game one, that 5-2 looked like it may well be the recipe for the 3-0 in the series. Instead, though, fantastic playing through. And Gyro, you saw the emotions at the end, looked so happy with his team.
Yeah, what performance he had as well. He was the man we saw being interviewed at the start, and he just came in clutch so many times for FaZe Clan. The air dribble's hugely effective. Whenever he went for a mechanical play, it seemed to be the right decision. FaZe just played as well as we've seen them play for a very long time to take down NRG, something that they very rarely do, even when the pressure isn't anywhere near this high. But don't forget that pressure. They have to do well in this event to make the championships. That win sets them going for what could be one of the biggest weekends of their lives.
Yeah, it's a great moment for FaZe Clan, and there are hundreds of thousands, there are millions of fans out there that will have been watching this series with eagle eyes. Make sure, guys, you come back after the break because North America is continuing.